This video is proudly sponsored by Newtype. Tools, accessories, model kits, these guys have it. Hop over to newtypehq.com and use the link below to help this channel out for future builds. Yo, what's going on my dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to another exciting build from the good folks from Aoshima. So, why don't we get started with the 1/100 scale Aoshima kit selection Armslave ARX 8 LAEVATEIN from the anime series Full Metal Panic. And without further ado, let's get to it. Yo, welcome back my dudes and dudettes, another unique build from the good folks from Aoshima, and if this is your very first time onto this YouTube channel, welcome! So a little bit over a year ago, I built the ARX7 from Bandai, and that was a fantastic high grade, but I was always wondering if they would ever make a master grade variant. But thanks to those awesome people from Aoshima, we are finally building the Armslave ARX 8 LAEVATEIN, and I can't tell you how excited I am to finally build this kit, man. I've had this in my backlog for almost 2 years, and I think it's well overdue to finally build this guy. First side of the box, I get a brief description on what tools we'll need, which is cutters, snippers, and a good pair of tweezers, followed by the other side of the box, I'll give you a brief description on how many ranges of poses you can put this model kit in, and a very brief description of the insane amount of weapon accessories that this model kit comes back to the brim with, which is absolutely great. So enough about that, let's take a look what's inside the box. As always, you are happily greeted with the instruction manual. I'll give you a nice clean look of the LAEVATEIN, looking absolutely dynamic looking with its action poses, but with a slight twist of the instruction manual, gives you a brief description of all the runners that are actually in this model kit behind the manual, a whole array of what runners you're going to need, a brief description of the sticker decals that comes with this model kit, and one effect part which is going to pretty much be the hair and back of the mech. Now for the instructions inside this manual, it's pretty lackluster, with the first page giving a brief description of what the mech looks like when it's fully painted, and a very simplistic color guide. And as for the whole entire instructions for this kit, it is very complex for anyone that's actually building their very first model kit for the very first time, but it shouldn't be that too difficult to really assemble this guy. Again, this was done almost like 10 years ago, so the way how instructions are told in mech forms has actually been improving for a very long time. So now let's get into the nitty gritty, the runners. The first runner, so we're going to get a handful of white and a handful of gray runners, which are going to be primarily for the inner frame pieces and weapon accessories. As for the following white runners, this is going to be for the main armaments for the whole entire mech, followed by the next set of runners are going to be pretty much for the hands, ball joints, and whatnot. The hand details are actually quite nice for something that's pretty old, followed by the great range of red runners that are going to be perhaps all over this model kit that make it look absolutely dynamic looking. And just to touch on it very briefly, we're going to talk about the only clear runners for this model kit, and that's going to be the long flowing hair that sits in back of the mech's head, and the clear parts for the eyes. The eyes have a great deal of sculpted detail onto them, but if you really want to make them pop out, you're going to need to do some custom painting. But if custom painting ain't your thing, I would really recommend you use the sticker decals that comes with this model kit to make them look really good. But if custom painting ain't your thing, I would really recommend you use these sticker decals. They're not the best in the market, but if you don't want to do all the hard work around the main thigh sections, I would really recommend you use these sticker decals to make these effects really pop out. Well, let's jump into it. I put this kit off long enough. So off camera, I took the liberty of organizing all the remaining runners so that way I have no issues putting together the Armslave, but I want to focus all my energy on working on the weapon accessories. Since these guys are going to be utilizing two unique color temperature tones, which is going to be a metallic surface followed by a flat gray, I want to make these guys really pop out and make them look really dynamic looking. So I'm going to work on these guys first and work on the main body afterwards. Alright, now that the legs and weapon accessories are finally done, I can now finally work on the torso section. But before I do any kind of LED installation, I need to put a lot of emphasis on the specific core areas that have like these small little yellow details that are applied around the cheeks, forehead, as well as specific parts around the whole mech's body. I've already taken the liberty already pre-mixing a flat yellow with a bright orange Tamiya paint to really get that right kind of color consistency right. So to really do this, I'm just going to use a fine tip brush to really paint those areas out very, very gently, and then work with the same color for other key areas on the model kit to make them really pop out. This process is a bit lengthy, but at the same time, if you do it right, you should get great results. Alright, now comes the most fun part of this build, and that is actually installing an LED light inside the head. Now, the idea came to me when we worked on the Masquerade Virtue build almost a couple of weeks ago, and the idea is actually very, very simple. What you essentially need to do is a three-stage process. So stage one, take the runner out, evaluate how the eye is sculpted onto the surface, and then here comes where the magic kicks in. You're going to essentially use the actual sticker decals that comes with this kit and then cut out the exact dimensions of those eyes out with a pair of scissors or your choice of an X-Acto blade, and place those stickers on top of the actual eyes to act as a mask. Now, with that mask already there and already cut out exactly the way how the eyes are sculpted, you're going to hit that area with a flat black or a flat black spray can to really block out all that area so you get the green eyes to pop out. Now the challenging part once you get that done is to hit the back of the eyes with a flat white, preferably to me a flat white. What this essentially is going to do is going to act as a diffuser. Since the LEDs are relatively bright, this is going to actually reduce that green effect to the point where both eyes are going to light up evenly and actually make them look really cool. Alright my dudes and dudettes, as this video is wrapping up, I want to share with you guys my thoughts and impressions on this model kit. So I can honestly tell you right here and now that this kit is a great addition to anyone's personal collection of anything that's mech or gunpla related, because it is a long forgotten mech series that not many people know about it. I mean, granted, thanks to Bandai, they have the licensing rights to manufacture more of these mechs from the Full Metal Panic series, but Aoshima was already on the ball with this almost like 9 years ago, and not many people really gave this kit a chance. And it's really unfortunate because it's fantastic. It has great range of articulation. It has a really unique effect part, which is like the long hair that goes in back of the mech's head. The range of leg motion and ab crunch and waist distribution from side to side is just bonkers. I would say it's on the same level as a high quality master grade or even a really good real grade Gundam kit. It's absolutely wonderful. And to add the cherry on top of this delicious ice cream sundae is the weapon accessories. This guy is packed to the brims with so much drip. I wouldn't even go 2 feet near this guy in the battlefield, okay? It is absolutely insane on how really well detailed these weapon armaments are for this mech, and I love that attention to detail, man. I just love that. And then what makes it even more better is the color choices. I like the bold reds, the soft whites with a little hint of yellow. Mwah! Really, really good stuff. Now, would I really recommend this kit for someone that's actually interested in trying something new? I would say yes, but please do your due diligence and find this kit for a really affordable price. I don't think they mass produce this anymore. It is a pretty rare kit, but if you're a fan of the Full Metal Panic and you want to try something different, please check this kit out. You'll have a lot of fun, I guarantee it. But as always, thank you dudes and dudettes for taking your time to watch this video. If you could do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you dudes and dudettes on the next build.